the channel today, I find a plate, Sasha removes a shelf, and Rosie cleans a cupboard.
Hi guys, in this video my kitchen is getting a complete deep clean, organization overhaul. It's been long overdue. I love to clean and organize. Actually, when we first got married, Sasha and I used to clean and organize just for fun, so you will see him bopping in and out of this video because we still like to clean together. Over the years, I've found lots of great tools for keeping my kitchen nice and organized. Some of them are things like my Tupperware modular mates. I also love using canning jars because they come in all these different sizes and they're super easy to clean. A couple years ago, I got really into fermenting food and I bought a ton of these Fido jars, these ones here, and I really like these for keeping things like seeds and nuts. They're super easy to open and close. Even the kids can do it. Well, my 4-year-old still needs a little help, but it keeps things nice and fresh because they do have to close them. I do hope that this video gives you lots of great ideas on how you can organize your kitchen. Let's get right to it.
Okay guys, this is going to be a huge undertaking. I decided to start with the area in the peninsula because we were renovating and still hadn't put the doors back on. When doing a big deep clean like this, I like to start with an area that gives me a quick success. The pot cupboard seemed like the perfect place to start. I emptied this cupboard completely and then gave everything a good wipe down. These pull-out drawers were here when we moved in. They make it so easy to reach all the way to the back of the cupboard without having to move everything in front. They're absolutely genius. I bought these pot and pan protectors at the Dollar Tree. We stack our frying pans and these seem like a great way to protect them, especially the non-stick pan on the bottom. Getting the pots to fit was a bit tricky. I never take them all out at once like this, so it's usually pretty easy to figure out where they all go. We do have a lot of pots. We use them all too. In case you're new here, we are a large family of 10, and some of us have celiac disease and some of us have other food intolerances. We make all of our meals from scratch and often make a variety of foods in one meal to meet everyone's needs. I share lots of gluten-free recipes here on my channel. Be sure to check out those after you watch this video. Eventually, I figure it out. This is why I needed to organize. The drawers are just too full. I have way too much Tupperware. So I'm just emptying everything. Well, I try to keep organized. Here I am again. I'm just wiping everything down. No idea what that was. Gross. So this drawer was actually working for us quite well. I just couldn't remember how to put everything back in the way it was, but I knew I was going to put everything back in there again. We have our sandwich bags, the freezer bags, the tin foil, the saran wrap, and the parchment paper in there. So if you have a drawer that's working good for you, don't change it. There, it looks so pretty all done. And then this. Oh man, was it a mess. I have way too much Tupperware. I was finding different popsicle molds. I was getting my 7-year-old here to find all of the things. Oh, there's my Christmas plate. So she was collecting all those while I was digging out more and more. Sasha came in to give me a hand. His arms are a little bit longer than mine. And then I just started sorting everything. We decided we were going to downsize, and I wanted to make sure that I put the lids with all of the bowls, so when I donate them, whoever gets them has both the bottom part and the lid. 2 salad spinners. One's actually for my laundry room. I don't know how it got upstairs. I use it to rinse out or spin out things like woolen socks. Oh, and there are my lollipop sticks. I use those to make chocolate lollipops, usually at Easter time. I didn't this past year because I didn't know where those were. And here I am putting lids on my Tupperwares and sorting lids by size and type, and just trying to figure out what to keep. And I was trying to get some for Sasha's work that had lids, and we were going to store them with lids this time, so we weren't looking for them. Every night when we go to pack his lunch after supper, those ones are quite handy. They'll click together. I was a Tupperware consultant for a while, so I do have a lot of Tupperware. And I have downsized over the years, but I guess not enough, by the looks of it anyway. So this is pre-sorted a bit. I still had to pull things out of other cupboards. And here I am enlisting a little bit of help from my girls. They wanted to help so badly, and this was the perfect cupboard to let them help. My 4-year-old was so excited. She wanted her sister to hurry up so she could get in there and dry everything off. Here I am putting some things back in. My spices are up above beside the stove, so I decided to put the overflow in there. We did find the popsicle molds. We put them all in one bucket together with the little sticks. Got my Weimar top and my silicone molds. I've got my immersion blender in a basket with the chopper that it came with and some other things that we use quite often. And this drawer here was kind of a mess, and it wouldn't close properly, so I decided to put the ramekins and some of my baking dishes in there instead. And these are the bowls that we use most often to mix things and to store leftovers. So this cupboard here needed some help. We decided we were going to get rid of the champagne flutes. Sasha was helping me out here. He doesn't need a ladder. And we're just storing those for now. And some wedding gifts we got with our names on it. Sasha's being super careful, which is really great. And they're just going to go down in that cupboard there in the corner. Hubby knows how to do this. We do lots of cleaning together, so he was wiping things down and putting things where I wanted them. Saved me getting a ladder out. So we needed to move this shelf up. And Sasha took it out and cleaned it first and then put it back in. We wanted to make more room to stack the plates so that the kids could empty the dishwasher without any trouble, not having to lift heavier plates off of other plates. So this worked out perfectly, and we moved the blue bowls to that corner cupboard as well. We don't use them quite as often. And at the end of the day, I had quite a few things that were just all over the place. I hadn't gotten as far as I'd hoped, but that's how it sometimes goes. So here it is the next morning. I'm still in my pajamas and I decided to start doing some dishes and emptying the dishwasher. Some of the things didn't get clean. So when you're doing a big kitchen organization like this, don't worry if it doesn't get done as quickly as you'd like. The end product is the goal, having a functional, clean, and organized kitchen. I never used to be able to leave things out on my counters overnight. I don't normally, but in this case, I was going to not sacrifice my sleep so that I could get this done. I used to push through and then be really exhausted.
So we'll had breakfast and done some dishes and I'm cleaning up some stuff. I cleaned some eggs and I've got some things going on here. And as I was going through things, I saw that the kombucha needed to be taken care of. So I'm making another batch here of kombucha in my half-gallon jar. And I'm just gonna cut up a few strawberries and pop those in here, and then I'm gonna get back to cleaning because that's why I'm in here this morning, trying to get it all cleaned up. But yeah, sometimes you see things on the counter that are, it needs to be taken care of. So that's what I was doing. I'm just second fermenting this kombucha here. I just moved up from a quart-sized jar. I'd had my SCOBY in the fridge for a really long time, and I just got it back to life, and this is the first batch. See, it's nice and bubbly, and now I'm just making some strawberry vanilla flavored. Second brewing this here in my Happy Gut jar. I'm gonna try to get going at it again. I like to do kombucha a lot in the winter. I slow down a bit in the summer because it's hard to keep up with it, and there's all the gardening stuff to do, but in the winter, it's good for the immune system, your probiotics. There we go. So now I'm just gonna grab some vanilla and get that in there too. Done for now. Did these ones yesterday, all these ones here, and then the one over there in the corner. And I needed to get those done because Sasha has been painting out the kitchen and he was going to get the doors on there. So I still need to do the drawers, but those can be when the fronts are on, that's fine. I really need to do I'm pointing at the wrong spot here, but where my baking sheets are in there. Sometimes the kids leave the parchment paper on the baking tray. So there's parchment paper, there's crumbs, there's just, yeah. I gotta clean that out, and then Sasha can finish up that part of the kitchen because everything else has been done so far. Like we did the lower cabinets in a charcoal chalk paint. They came out looking almost like a navy blue. And then we did the uppers in the linen white chalk paint. And last night and this morning, I finished up these cupboards here. I don't know if you can see. Finally got all the labels on it. So I've got here, this is like our coffee cupboard here. And I got some butter and honey, and in behind, this is an instant coffee. Behind there are the coffee filters, Sasha's Nutella, and just a little bit of cane sugar. And then up here, I've got pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, pecans. Behind the pecans are the almonds and cranberries and chia seeds. Those are for like breakfast or salad toppings. And then I've got a bucket here, right here, with my sprouting seeds. So I like to sprout seeds in the winter time, and then those little sprouts can be put on sandwiches or on top of salads. And up here I've got a few cookbooks. And then this is my daughter's cupboard. Up here, she's taller than I am, so it makes sense it's up there. And she makes her own granola, and she makes her own hazelnut flour, which she's run out of, so she's got to do that. And then she has hazelnuts because she cannot do any almond flour or the Bob's Red Mill. She can't do any of those flours, so she makes her own. So this is just some of our other things. So some cereal and some oats for making porridge, and then just salt, nutritional yeast, and stuff like that. And up in the very top, I'm still missing some things. Well, what happened was when I emptied the Tupperware cupboards over there, I kind of started a snowball effect. So I kind of started back there, and then I ended up here. I keep opening the cupboards because they're so pretty. And then I've done this cupboard as well. So this is more baking
the top I've got my tiger nut flour, my coconut flour, some chocolate, and then I have soup base that I made in another video. That's the bouillon powder is in there. And then I've got tapioca, baking soda, brown sugar, baking powder, some walnuts, so the Bob's Red Mills flour, arrowroot starch, and cocoa, and then some pumpkin pie seasoning. Didn't fit in the spice cupboard. I haven't done the spice cupboard, so it might when I get to that. And then I've got some of the bigger jars here. These are the half-gallon jars. I've got pickling salt, popcorn in the back, buckwheat flour, raisins, and I have cinnamon in a big jar. We just go through so much of it that I don't even bother using a little jar anymore. And I get it in bulk on Amazon. And I've got some overflow of pickling salt. I mentioned in another video, I used to have that actually in the basement, but it's a cardboard box. So you can just imagine it absorbed moisture and it was ruined. And then I've got some coconut oil and then the vitamin C that the kids take every morning. But I have a lot of cupboards that aren't done. So those are the ones that are done. But I've got snack stuff in here. So the snack bowls and snack things for my son and chewing gum that the kids really like. And then this is little instant oatmeal and all of our teas. We drink a lot of tea, and this is an overflow of like loose leaf teas. And in the bottom here, I've got a bucket of popcorn. The kids love the popcorn. And then I've got some more overflow of tea and cocoa. And these are a loose leaf tea. I don't have a label on that one. This one is fantastic. I love this one. This is the Double E Immune Booster. I can link that below. That is really good when you get sick or whatever. It's nice. I didn't wipe out that one yet, so I've got to do that. I didn't know where to put a lot of the things because once you pull out of one cupboard, I don't know if I have ADHD or not, but I just kind of started pulling out of this cupboard and that cupboard just because we had some things over there and some things over here, and it didn't make any sense. So I gotta get the rest of the kitchen done. That one baking sheet tray, cutting board one, and then I've got this one underneath here in this corner cupboard. Oh my gosh, it's such a mess. So I've got like teapots, a cheese grater, I've got like all these random things, and I've got my big bowls, and then I've got mugs, more mugs, and then I've got measuring cups. And then I've got here in this corner cupboard, I was pulling stuff out of here to make it make sense, and I want those bowls right there. Those are all my big bowls for when I do big batches of stuff. And yeah, there's an insert down there from the Instant Pot and just random things. This needs to be cleaned up. This is really hard to get into. I really hate that cupboard. And then I've got this Lazy Susan cupboard. Now this is where we put a lot of my husband's lunch bowls and stuff. So it's pretty full right now, but it's never really this full because we'll pack lunches for him. It's weekend now, so we'll pack him a lunch and put it in the fridge. And then we have different sizes, and I put the lids on them, so I'm not always looking for lids. And then I've got some smaller, just a few. These all snap together here. And then some smaller little ones. And I got rid of a lot of Tupperware. Oh, this cupboard isn't done yet. I haven't wiped it yet, but I was just trying to put things in place first. And these are all of those freezer Tupperwares. These are the actual Tupperware brand Tupperwares. And then I have my chinois and a watering can down here. So I don't know. I'm going to see what I can do. So wish me luck. I've got a lot to do. Sasha's gone to the dump. I've got to pull my tea bags for the kombucha, finish that up, and then get busy. And this is just it's an old ice cream bucket. We use this for our compost. So I put my tea bags, coffee, all the peels and stuff in there, and then we take them up to the compost pile. So I'm just giving everything here in the corner a wipe. So I've got my kombucha over there. Just like to keep everything nice and neat and tidy. Made one of these little vintage sheet fabric, and I just made that for my kombucha jars.
Another 1 or 2 people household, right? You're rearranging a massive 10 people kitchen.
Now I'm gonna attack that cubby here.
What?
Was this for the oven?
That's a microwave. I'm pretty sure that belongs in the microwave.
Is there a rack in the
Yes, the
microwave?
rack in the microwave, yes.
Oh, wow.
You don't know that?
No.
Seriously?
No, I didn't know.
Oh man. There you go. There you go.
Huh. So we could do two things at once.
Yes. There. Hey, yeah, that's. Yeah. Oh.
I might need to invoke child labor.
So here I am just continuing on with, this was the last cupboard I needed to do. And I was pretty sure I wouldn't be able to get all the way to the back of the cupboard with my arms. I don't have big arms, but those cupboards are long and my elbows got stuck, so here I am making myself a new washing bucket full of stuff here. I used Dawn dish soap, some vinegar, and some lemon tea tree oil. I scrubbed as much as I could, as far as I could reach, and then I got my boys in there. Even my 9-year-old was having a hard time reaching to the back. The cupboard is really awkward, and I can't imagine how we'll ever get it clean once we put the doors back on. Here comes Big Brother. He can reach all the way to the back, and he doesn't get stuck yet. As I mentioned earlier, some of the dishes weren't clean. This was filthy.
I use these for, not for cutting things. That's why I was scrubbing so much. Kids use these for painting. All clean. Another rack. I bought this in one of the last grocery hauls. I thought I didn't have any. Turns out I bought some last year. These are little sandwich boards. We got these in Germany, so I'm gonna find a spot for those. That is done. High five!
What do you want?
Did you see something in the snack drawer?
Yes,
What was in there? Say hi to the camera.
I want you.
Oh. Okay.
I want something.
Want a snack?
That's what he wants.
You want a snack?
I want crackers.
Get it. You got it. You got it. You got yours?
Yes.
Open it.
Okay, we'll go get it. Give it to Daddy.
Are you eating crackers?
That's my
This is why it takes so long. You hungry too? Are you eating crackers?
only two.
Only 2.
He gets 4. He has a whole full.
We'll get a bowl. Do you have another mountain?
Not broken out then.
He calls us broken crackers, broken mountains. Do you have one? You want to show the camera?
Broken mountain.
Oh yeah. Okay, so most of the rest of the kitchen is done. I'm going to take an attack at the drawers. I have 4 drawers. They're all a mess. We actually had 2 cutlery drawers, and then 2 with, one with knives and one with like other baking utensils and canning and fermenting things, and yeah, it was pretty gross. We have a bajillion baby spoons. So here I'm just trying to sort things by what they are: knives, peelers, and yes, we have a lot of peelers. We have a lot of spatulas. When we're making big things around here, I've got 2 or 3 peeling at the same time, especially in the summer when we're trying to can things. Decided to keep the knives all together, all the steak knives and paring knives. And then I would pair, we had like 3 sets of cutlery. I pared it down to 2 because 1 isn't quite enough. or we have to run the dishwasher or wash a lot more dishes. So we're about as minimalist as we can get, I think. I used to be more minimalist, and then I found it actually quite annoying because I didn't have enough things I would have to be doing dishes all the time, and I need time to get other things done and not be doing dishes all the time, and or else we'd be running the dishwasher more than we already are. So we decided on 2 sets, and I think that's going to work out just fine for us. Here Sasha's doing lots of dishes and helping me out, and we decided to turn one of the cutlery drawers into our tea towel drawer. And this used to be the tea towel drawer, and now it has all my fermenting things like my mason tops and sprouting lids and my kombucha covers and some extra lids and the tools for canning. And here's the knife drawer and cutting utensils. I've got scissors and peelers in there, and the can openers in there as well. And here's the cutlery drawer. I'm so happy with the way this turned out. I've got my tea sieves in there because the tea drawer is below that. And yeah, everything is nice and organized. And this is my baking drawer. So I've got my scale and my beaters and some of these extra little tools that I don't use as often, but I don't want gone. And my whisks and an extra pair of scissors, my cookie scoop, and then my spatulas and for basting, and some extra metal straws, and all my measuring spoons and measuring cups. We often are baking 2 or 3 things at once, so I wasn't going to downsize those. And I am so happy with the way this cupboard turned out. I wanted those bowls in there, I envisioned it, and it happened. Now I've got my Ninja and a bucket behind there with some things in it, and this corner cupboard turned out really well as well. I've got bottles and sippy cups, and this cubby here has all the bibs in it. We hopefully won't be needing those much longer. And then I have an overflow of baking ingredients. So the ones that don't fit in the jars, they go in there. And then down here I've got my food saver machine and some extra ball lids. I left those in the boxes. And then some fancier plates, some pie plates, and my beloved chinois. If you've seen any of my canning videos, you know how much I love that thing. And here's the final of this cupboard here, this Lazy Susan. I ended up putting the tea kettle down there, a watering can, another measuring can, and all my freezer Tupperwares and all the lids. And this cupboard here, this is before, and now here after. I've got the toaster in there, and I've got the waffle irons in there. It fits perfectly. I'm really happy about that one. So this is my cup cupboard. We still have a lot of mugs, but now my white bowls fit nicely and I can get those out easily. I like those for fruits and stuff on the table and for serving. And then our other teapots and our coffee press. Looks pretty. Under the sink was a bit of a disaster, but they usually are. So if yours is too, don't be hard on yourself. So I'm just, oh, that thing doesn't work. I'm just cleaning up all the things, taking everything out, and then I'm going to give everything a wipe down. A little tea towel rack in there, which is kind of nice. I can hang my tea towels in there instead of on the stove. I don't know, we forgot about that. And here I am, I've got a bunch of these bottles with the method cleaner that I love, and just making it into one bottle so I don't have all these partial bottles. And I've got my SOS pads and some dishwasher detergent. Keep it really minimalist under there.
We're finally finished. I mean, there's still 4 cupboards I didn't do, but they can wait till next time. The one above the stove has my binders with recipes that I collect. Got some cookbooks above the sink there. They're in there nicely with my apple cider vinegar, my oils. That one doesn't get messed up. Spice cupboard I did not too long ago. That's that tiny little cupboard over here. So I didn't bother with that one. And the other one I didn't do was that one up there above the fridge because I'm vertically challenged. And there's really only a couple of things up here. There's the air fryer and the big crock pot and iced tea. And I think there's a bag of nachos back there, but I can't reach any of that stuff anyway. So there we go. The rest of the kitchen is clean and organized. We moved in a little over a year ago. Everybody helped unpack. Now that we've lived here, we know where things need to be. And I hope that my organizing has helped you, give you some ideas on how you can reorganize your drawers and your cupboards and all that kind of stuff. We don't have a lot of food up in our cupboards. We keep that mostly downstairs in the cold storage, the pantry downstairs. And we just keep the things that we use for baking up here. So this is how we do our gluten-free kitchen. And if you like this, give us a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. And we'd love to have you along. I do lots of things, gluten-free, farming, all that kind of stuff. Hope you guys have a great day. Bye.